You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below. And be sure, smash that like button. Phil Steele does his, the college football. Oh, by the way, Phil Steele with us on Friday. I'm excited about that. We'll have Phil with us on Friday. Our guy is with us all throughout the college football season. I want to do a preview segment with Phil, so we'll do that coming up on Friday. Phil listed, and when I say this, by the way, I want to remind you, when Phil does his position rankings and things like that, it's not Phil's opinion. Phil has his own metric that he uses, his own algorithm that he uses to put together his projections, his predictions, his rankings, all that sort of stuff. So Phil ranked the top 25 freshman wide receivers ahead of this coming college football season. And there's a lot of high-end, high-name guys that, freshmen at Alabama and Auburn and places that are expected to really contribute, Notre Dame. But there was one freshman LSU receiver on the list at number 21, and it was Jelani Watkins. Are we sleeping on Jelani Watkins? Muse, did we talk about Jelani Watkins at all in the spring? I don't even know if Jelani Watkins was an early enrollee.
I don't think that we did, man. I'm going to be honest. I went back and looked for audio on Jelani Watkins from Brian Kelly and couldn't find anything.
Again, I paid a lot of attention to receivers because you're losing Neighbors and Brian Thomas. But Kyron Lacey stole all the headlines. And then we were looking at the transfers as well with C.J. Daniels and Xavier Thomas. I mean, that's where most of the attention went. So I'm so interested just because Phil's a great source and resource. So if he says it, I'm like, are we sleeping on him? I mean, you've got Kyron Lacey, Chris Hilton, Aaron Anderson, your veterans. Landon Ibieta still on the roster as well, though his career hasn't really materialized. You got the transfers with C.J. Daniels and Xavier Thomas. And then the guys who were entering their second year with Shelton Sampson, Kyle Parker. And then the freshmen, Watkins and Billiot, coming in. I just look at that and I go, okay, maybe Jelani Watkins has a huge ceiling, but where do the reps come from? I mean, he's a small guy. LSU lists him at 5'9", 158. But he's got like elite track speed. He's the two-time Texas 6A state champion in the 200 meters, and he was the anchor leg in the state champion 4x1, and he ran a 10.27 in the 100. So, like, legit track speed. He is going to run track at LSU as well. So you have a guy with, like, legit elite track speed on the football field. I just don't know where his targets are going to come from. Like, a year ago, Malik Neighbors had 89 catches. Brian Thomas had 68. Kyron Lacey had 30. Chris Hilton had 13. Aaron Anderson had 12. That's 5. That's it. Those are the only receivers that caught passes a year ago. It's 5. So, Mason Taylor had 36. Josh Williams had 14.
Mason Taylor!
Where are the targets going to come from? I mean, if you're looking at 5 receivers, aren't we looking at Lacey, Hilton, C.J. Daniels, Xavier Thomas, Aaron Anderson? Aren't those the 5? And then if you go beyond that, maybe could Shelton Sampson make his way into the mix? I guess in theory, if you're just looking stylistically at like a smaller guy with elite speed, maybe that's Aaron Anderson. What if Anderson doesn't perform? Does Watkins step in, take his role? I don't know, but it was interesting just to see it because of all the players we talk about, impact freshmen, newcomers, all the names to watch. I don't think anybody's mentioned Jelani Watkins, and boom, there's Phil Steele with a list of the top freshman receivers in the country, and he's got Jelani Watkins on it. Definitely a guy that I'll earmark and make sure I pay a lot of attention to when fall camp begins here in a couple of weeks. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.